Bula, PD 403 colleagues, and Shika. My 5-minute video captures my micro-LED activity as required by our course assessment for ED 403. I've divided the video into several sections. Firstly, the rationale for selecting TS107, which is tourism in the South Pacific, is discussed. A concept map was used to guide the specifics. A brief of the course and its curriculum contents is covered next. This is followed by a look at the constructive alignment of the course from USP graduate attributes to School of Tourism and Hospitality Management level, then to TS107 unit level. The next half of the video covers the key areas being presented, which include the key elements of the learning design environment, which is critical to improve student learning. The 15 minutes class plan is outlined and articulated in the table summary form. Finally, the video is completed by a rubric that is designed to assess students in the learning activity. There were several reasons why tourism in the South Pacific was selected for this micro-LED project. Number one, it is currently offered in blended mode. Number two, it uses an interdisciplinary approach, so it lends itself well to online learning. Number three, it's contextualized to the South Pacific, making it relevant to South Pacific curriculum, pedagogy, and teaching space dynamics. Number four, it allows me to use learning analytics. And number five, it allows higher order learning to be implemented. This course examines the development of tourism in the South Pacific region, particularly after the Second World War and up to the present phase of moderate to mass tourism. TO7 enables students to understand the enormous economic and social pressures faced by South Pacific countries and by their governments and their communities, and how tourism is seen as a solution to sustain future social and economic development. The course also examines the tourism development plans of South Pacific governments and explores the extent to which these plans show or don't show attention to social, cultural, and environmental impacts. And finally, the course also provides an overall understanding of tourism to students from other disciplines who may wish to study a 100-level course as part of their elective. The learning outcomes for TS107, there are 7 learning outcomes. The first one is to evaluate the impact of tourism on Pacific Island societies, including social, cultural, environmental, and economic impacts. The second is to explain the major issues relating to human resource development and tourism in the Pacific Islands. Thirdly, to recognize the importance of sustainability and climate change issues in relation to tourism in the Pacific. Fourth, which is what this micro-LED session will focus on, discuss the significance of transportation and accommodation in tourism in Pacific Islands. The fifth learning outcome, evaluate the future prospects for tourism in the Pacific Islands, including current models for future options. The sixth is to compile a collaborative report on findings based on secondary research on Pacific Island destinations. Lastly, to explain the challenges associated with marketing tourism products and services in the Pacific. In terms of constructive alignment, which is critical for this course, at the graduate level, the attribute selected is Pacific consciousness. Graduates will recognize the cultural heritage and diversity of Pacific societies. At the school level, in terms of the outcome, apply theoretical knowledge and skills for the sustainable and ethical use of tourism resources as a development tool in South Pacific countries. And then at the TS107 level, the outcome, discuss the significance of transportation for tourism development in the Pacific Islands. The learning environment design has been guided by the principles of technology-enabled learning. Several suggestions below which have the opportunity to ignite student learning both interactively and collaboratively. Firstly, learning analytics. We've all covered this in our readings. I'm using learning analytics for TS107, which allowed me to identify geographical skills as a gap in terms of priority for the unit. This led to the use of interactive maps so the skill gap could be addressed and the learning outcome covered. Real-time video is also used to show major airline transport dynamics between the South Pacific and major tourism-generating regions of the world. For example, Australia, New Zealand, the Middle East, Europe, United States, and America. BYOD is also used as a strategy for obvious reasons. We all know the advantages of students directing their own learning using their own devices because they're already familiar with them. Moodle, USP's learning management system, is also maximized as a platform to enhance learning, including Netiquette, Virtual Help Desk, Live Chat, and Learning Analytics. Finally, the 15-minute lesson plan is outlined here. The introduction outlines the learning outcomes of the lesson, the learning activity, and the assessment. This takes about 2 minutes. The next 3 minutes covers at macro level transport links and South Pacific tourism. This includes transport and access dynamics, location of South Pacific countries in relation to main tourism generating regions of the world, and an overview of the link between transport links, geographical location, and tourism development in the South Pacific. 5 minutes is allocated to the learning activity, which is done collaboratively in groups. We all know the advantages of students working in groups in South Pacific classroom settings, and this lends itself well to how South Pacific students learn in the classroom. This activity is part of their formative assessment that will be due in 2 weeks. I will elaborate more on the micro-teaching during the micro-teaching session, as well as the rubric to be used. Thank you very much, and I hope you've enjoyed this short video.